Check this out, guys. What I have right here, right now for you is the most affordable, all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma 4x4 you can buy. Yes, it's got the Steelies, it's got four-wheel drive, it's got a turbocharged engine, and in this video I can show you the truck, tell you all the specs, including price, fuel efficiency, and also we can take it for a test drive. So this is pretty awesome. It's an all-new chassis, and this is what they call the extra cab. So, which means you have this extended cab portion behind the front row, but it's a two-door only. And by the way, this is a pre-production truck, so if you see some smooth plastic materials that look a little bit weird, it's because it's pre-production, not a final production truck. You could pull this lever right here, bam, pull the seat forward, and you have a storage compartment behind it. And I can show you a little bit more about this because that rear wall actually comes down, and there is a pegboard back there, and there's a storage compartment. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to show. There's a storage compartment right there that you can lock with a key. So that's all good. And it's a two-door configuration. It has basically a 6-foot bed. It's actually about 73.5 inches. So it's a little bit more than 6 feet. See, it's very basic. The tailgate is not damped. And it's a composite bed, of course, like Tacomas have had for a while. And there's no kind of cubbies in here. It's very, very, very basic. But it does have this rail system all the way around with cleats, and that's my backpack. So I'll just put my backpack in here. By the way, quite a bit of tie downs. So there's a tie down here in the floor. There's one in the front corner of each corner. So actually a lot of different configurations, including the rail, like I said. And you have a 2-inch receiver here, and actually a little sticker that tells you reference your owner's manual. You have a 7-pin connector for the trailer. You have a 4-pin connector for the trailer. But a little bit of bad news: when you buy this SR base model Tacoma, maximum towing is at 3,500 pounds. It's because it's a base model that's very inexpensive. Other Tacomas will tow up to 6,400 pounds or 6,500 pounds. Let's look at the engine really quick. All new Tacomas get a turbocharged engine. You can get it either in a hybrid or standard. Of course, this base truck does not have a hybrid. It just has a 4-cylinder 2.4 liter 4-banger turbocharged. And the power rating on this base model is different than the power rating on some other trim levels that are higher up the food chain in the Tacoma. This is 228 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque, and it's made it to an 8-speed automatic. You can also get an SR with a manual transmission. I'll tell you about that later when we drive. But this is the most affordable Tacoma. This is how you can get it. Pricing starts, I'll just tell you right now, for a two-wheel drive SR at $31,500. Yes, just a little bit over $31,000, which is quite competitive if you look at the Chevy Colorado, the new Ford Ranger, Nissan, so all of those competitors. This is a very competitive price, and this is why Toyota did it this way. Let me close this up. They improved payloads for this generation, but they left towing capability about the same. And if you can see here, it does have this chin spoiler that some of these new Tacomas get. And by the way, hiding underneath here, look, Zach, it's got tow hooks. Yes, tow points right there. Right here. You can kind of see it from the side a little bit. So yes, the new Tacoma does have tow points in the front, and of course tow points in the back as well. So it has a lot of usability, a lot of utility. Now let's jump in inside so I can show you a lot of other very cool features. So first of all, actually let me get in here. You can, sorry about that. You can do this to the seat. So you can turn this into kind of a table. You kind of got some hooks here. You could tie stuff down, or you could hang some of your items behind here, and have quite a bit of storage in here as well. You also have a child seat latch here as well. So I think if you're putting potentially a child seat here in the front seat, let me see. Can you pull that?
Yeah.
Nice. Potentially you have a capability for that as well. You have a little shelf up here with a glove box. Now, actually, can I get the camera really quick? I need your help. So in the comments below, I need you guys to help me decode this Morse code. So Tacoma does have some Easter eggs, and one of them is this Morse code. So you can freeze frame it, decode it, and see if you could figure this out. All right, let me get in so we can jump in, both of us, and check out some of these features. So I have a key. Here you go. Let me do this first. Let me start it up. This is what it looks like in its most affordable configuration. So you do have a slightly smaller digital screen with a coolant temp and a fuel level on each side. You also have a slightly smaller than in other Tacomas center screen. And we're here near Mulholland Highway in California, and I have wireless CarPlay, Apple CarPlay already enabled. So for my maps, I have this. If you just went directly to the Toyota interface, doesn't come with nav, so that's my Apple CarPlay right here. Of course, you have music, phone integration, and then vehicle information like trip information and such. There's also settings. But also you have quite a few, oh, your door is not fully closed. There we go. All right, so temperature. So you have kind of manual temperature and fan speed adjustment, but these are giant knobs, and these are also pretty accessible as far as which, how your climate control system is directed. Let me turn this temperature down a little bit. Now, I want to show you the gauge cluster. You could change, let's see if you could see it. You could change the layout of it. So meter style. You can make it casual. You can kind of see that rev counter right there and speed. You could make it sporty. And you can see the red line right there. Or tough. I'm gonna leave it in the tough setting. I think it's pretty interesting. And then it basically has Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. So it has a lot of driver assistance technologies, including, of course, radar-enabled adaptive cruise control system. Now down here, this is a 4x4. So you have 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. And you could select it here. So slightly different suspension design. It's got leaves in the back. I'll show you that when we return. Let's go for a quick drive and talk about some other options. So the 4-wheel drive system costs approximately $3,200. So as I said, the starting price is $31,500. Well, with the 4-wheel drive system, the price is actually like $34,700. And with a couple of options, you could be $34,700. You could be near $35,000. And this is the most affordable 4x4, the new Tacoma. So let's go I want you to kind of get a sense for how it drives. By the way, they decreased the power level compared to some others. If this was a manual 6-speed transmission, the power level would be 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, so quite a bit more. But the price will change as well. So they did it just basically to get it as most affordably as possible. There's a cooler that they delete. They delete part of the exhaust system on this lower output engine option, but still 243 pound-feet of torque. Let me accelerate so you can get a sense for it. There, that was about 60, and we're going uphill. So I think even for the base model, that's plenty of juice. Of course, you know, if you want to be a little bit more spirited off the line, you can get other versions of the Tacoma SR5, TRD Sport. There are many of them. There is also the new Pre-Runner TRD. There's a TRD Off-Road, and on and on and on. And those have even more power, 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque with those automatic 8-speed transmissions. So yeah, you can have slightly more power or more value. And as always, I'm pretty excited about value. So this is the truck for that. Payload, they did improve a little bit for this generation. So if before it was between about 1,100 pounds for some of the loaded off-road models and about 1,600 pounds in the previous gen, they improved it by about 100 to 150 pounds in this generation. So they did look at payload. I'm really happy that Toyota did that. But they didn't budge on towing. So I think if you want to tow more than 6,500 pounds in the Tacoma, you got to get a Tundra, you got to get a bigger truck, according to them. But competitors in this segment are rated higher for towing. For example, the new Colorado is at 7,700 pounds maximum towing. The new Ranger is at 7,500 pounds. So if you want to tow more, a lot more, get a Tundra, according to Toyota Truck Team. So I think it drives quite well, even with leaf springs. And like I said, it has Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which I can enable right now. For example, adaptive cruise mode. And it will help me steer, it'll keep me in my lane. It will hold distance between me and the vehicle in front of me. I do have LED headlamps on this base model as well. It's all the things that I've been kind of talking about over the last 10 years to get actually good lighting package, good technology package, safety, all wrapped into one. So, and because Tacoma is the best-selling midsize truck, I think they're actually able to satisfy a lot of those elements. Just check them off the list. All right, let me pull off here and we can wrap up this video. So I also want to point out, I do have USB-C up here. These are up to 45 watts or 52.5 watts. So they're pretty quick, pretty powerful charging capability. And some other Tacomas get another inverter in the bed. This one doesn't, but some other Tacomas do. Look, the steering wheel is not super plasticky. Feels good. It's got my thumb holds here. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed actually with this new Taco. By the way, the wheelbase on the new Tacoma is longer by about almost 4.5 inches longer than before. So that's great for stability. It's great for a lot of things, but it's not great for turning radius. The turning radius is a little bit larger than before by about 1 to 2 feet. All right, let's wrap it up on the outside. Oh, by the way, the driver's seat also has lumbar support. And these are the LEDs I was talking about. And here's the rear suspension. This has got pretty giant leaves right here. So there you have it. This is what the most affordable Tacoma looks like. Of course, if you wanted more bigger tires, more ground clearance, more power, more speed, more capability, rear locking differential, you have to get other Tacomas like the TRD Off-Road. So stay tuned for that. Check out oldtfl.com for everything automotive in one place, because a lot more videos on the Tacoma are coming up very soon. Thanks. But wait, there is more. Fuel efficiency. These are Toyota's estimates, not final EPA ratings. Two-wheel drive SR base model Tacoma for 2024, 20 mpg city, 26 highway, and 23 combined. Basically class leading. The new Ford Ranger has something similar to that for a two-wheel drive model. 4x4 with the manual is 18 city, 23 highway, and 20 combined. And this truck, the 4x4 automatic, 19 city, 24 highway, and 21 combined. I think these are pretty good ratings if they're realistic, but I'm not able to confirm them right now.